Good morning, evening, and night to all my subscribers, for everybody who watches my videos. It's Wolf again here with another video. I just got finished collecting some more gear that I'm going to be needing for my travels. I just grabbed some more propane, got myself a new tote so I can carry up the rest of my stuff. Please put that in the spot while I'm getting ready to go back and move around a lot faster. So that should make things a lot smoother. But as far as what I'm working with, I got basically everything that's inside this tent. Everything that's going to be inside of here, and obviously Luna's going to go with me. But yeah, trying to figure out all the stuff that I have and where I'm going to put it. Basically have enough stuff to go in a freaking apartment, and that's not really a good idea, especially on the road. So I have to think of something. So the best thing I can do right now is to focus on what I need to do and to organize as much of my stuff as possible and figure out what I'm keeping and not keeping and throwing away the rest. That's how it is on the road. Sometimes you just gotta let things go and sit there and hold on to everything. But in this video, I wanted to kind of talk about the difference between homeless and traveling, as far as I understand it. Because there's homeless by choice, there's homeless by circumstance, and those are two different things. And my situation is a little bit more complex than most. Well, mine's a little bit more complex, just because it would take a while just to break down everything, and I don't intend to do that. But I do want to break down, and not everybody makes the choice to be homeless. It kind of just happens. It just happens to you sometimes. You can't really fight against it. All you can really do is just roll with the punches and just understand why it's happening. For me, it's not necessarily always that I can't find a job, because I find work as I travel. Like I said, working is not my problem. It's freaking wanderlust. The freedom of being unbound has always been appealing to me. It always has been. And I wish I could change it. And I really wish I really wish that I couldn't, because I love the fact that I see so many new things. I love the fact that I can go to these new places that I know nothing about and just adapt and thrive in these places. Well, and get to see so many beautiful things, so many amazing animals, and have all these memories of all these amazing places I've been and all these cool people that I've met. I got stories for days. I'm gonna add them on slowly but surely as I'm doing this channel. But right now I've gotten a tote, which is what I was needing in order to move on to the next step. The next step is collecting up what I need and putting it in this tote and doing what I can with the rest of it, because I can't take everything I have with me. I have chairs and all types of stuff and microwaves. And get me wrong, I could take the microwave with me. I can see some creative stuff to be done with that. But things like this, I'd love to be able to keep, because that obviously is going to have its uses. And I also have a camp stove right there that I bought some extra propane for, so I'll be able to use that to cook my food, cook steaks up, and all types of things. Even though it can get kind of expensive with the propane tanks, but I'll take care of that as it goes. Yeah, but homelessness has never been, because I don't really consider it homelessness. Yeah, I am homeless, but I don't really claim it. I'm a traveler. I've always traveled. I've been traveling since I was born. The the state I was born in is not the state I was raised in. I was constantly on the move, constantly seeing new places. So when I became of age, when I came 16, 17, 18, all that, after school, that's all I wanted was to just do what came natural to me. I find comfort in nature. I find comfort in traveling. I find comfort in having these new experiences and going these new places. And even if you were to see the video about the Wordsworth Congregational Church, like seeing new places like that, like I saw that church and I was like, oh, that's a slave church right there. But then I was like, okay, well maybe there's a little bit more to that. And I wound up looking it up and find out some information about it. I realized that it was a slave church. It was founded and built by a former slave who did what he could traveling in order to in order to find his purpose. And that really resonated with me. It was amazing how it was almost like I was going through, not necessarily that I'm a slave. Well, in a way I was kind of working slave work where I was doing, but it's amazing how you can find these stories and they resonate with yours. And I get a lot from that. Because that's what it is. Sometimes when I'm traveling, that's actually a lot of times it's like that when I'm traveling. It's like life always finds a way. It really does. You can be stuck somewhere not knowing what to do. I've been plenty of times I've been stuck in a place that didn't know what to do. I just kept going, kept moving forward. I came to a better place. And things got better. They always seem to get better. And then they get bad, and then they get better. And it's really just your attitude about it that determines. So your attitude can make it seem like nothing bad ever happened. And your attitude about it can make it seem like something bad always happens. So perspective really changes and really not really changes, but perspective really shapes your reality. I've found that to be true. I know that may seem a little new agey, but the way you see things will determine how you see them. It's so cyclical, but it works. That's one of the beauties of life. It circles back into itself. And I love that. That's one of the things that keeps me on the road. Because for as much as it doesn't change on the road, it's so unpredictable and so mercurial. It's like Plato. It's never going to stop being Plato, but it can take so many different forms. And it truly brings me happiness. It truly brings me joy. And yes, I struggle and I suffer just like anybody does, but it's just for me. It's hard to put it in words. But I'll show you guys. That's my goal. My goal is to let you see through the keyhole of the door of my life, so that you can see a glimpse of what's going on. And eventually, I feel like I want to be able to open that door and let you guys see what it is, see what's going on, and maybe you guys can see it through my eyes, and that would be a beautiful thing. Because I see beauty out here. The way people come together, the freedom that can be attained, the stress-free life you can have. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're not going to get rid of stress, but it's like the unnecessary stress goes away. Oh man, you just gotta see it to believe it. But I got some goals now. Right now, it's all about moving from the spot I'm at now. I believe I'm gonna have to move a little bit closer to the city. Less rural, because these chicks, they they they're about they're about that life. I'm plucking them off every day, and I have a few bites on my skin. I'd say about 6 of them now, and that's eventually it'll start making me sick. This eventually will start affecting my energy levels. And that's not good. So I need to find a better spot where I can be on the internet, so I can put these videos up until my phone restarts on this service I got. Can't really use my data to upload videos the way I'm wanting to, so because I did skip a day. I want to be able to post every day, or at least post every other day. So yeah, that's what's going on now. I need to figure out what I'm going to keep and what I'm not going to keep. A few things that I have are pretty broken, and I could fix them, but may not necessarily have the resources for that. Right now, my sewing needle and thread are missing, and I know it's not gone. I know it's in the crate. I have 2 crates, and I think it's in one of the crates I have right now. And once I find that, then I'll be able to start sewing my stuff together better. That's what I do when my stuff breaks. I just sew it back up. I don't buy a new one. I just see how it could be fixed. Get any extra material I can if I need it, and just fix it. I had the same thing happen with this bag. Where was it? This bag, it came apart right here. So instead of buying a new one, I just took out my sewing needle and thread, and in this case I had to use like cinnamon floss, and I just sewed it back up. This whole thing came off, and this right here, the whole strap came off while I was walking, so I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself. And that's another thing I love about the way I live. There's so many, most of the opportunities to improve are right there in front of you. Something just has to go wrong, and then you'll realize that you have the resource, not necessarily the resources, but you'll have the ability to make it right. And that's where it truly makes me happy, because I just feel like I'm living me. I love the way I live. People may not necessarily agree, and that doesn't matter. I do care, but it doesn't matter. Found what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and eventually I want to go on to the point where I can start teaching the skills that I know. I have very adept wilderness survival skills, urban survival skills, combat and martial arts, weapons training. I got a lot of skills. Even got a computer training. Even done a little writing. I read a lot. I do my best to read and keep myself stimulated mentally, because it's very important. Work on my body, mind, and spirit out here, and I'm so at peace. Don't get me wrong, I like to shake things up a little bit, because too much peace is boring, you know what I mean? But I love my peace. I love to be able to just sit there in silence and just breathe, and just without stress. Really nothing to worry about. Because once you hit that stride, once you have everything done, you just coast. It's like when you're driving on the road, you just put it on cruise, and you don't really have to put in any more effort. You're just going. Eventually, you're gonna have to gain back control, but you're able to let it just. All you gotta do is just even it out. And that's where I'm at now. I've evened it out. So now it's just the next step. I make this turn. I'm ready. But I'll be keeping you guys updated on it as I go along because I gotta fill up that with everything I need. I'm gonna try to take as much food as I can. Got three 15-pound bags of rice. So I'm gonna work something out with that. I gotta keep as much of that as possible. But I also can't. I have to make sure that I don't have too much weight, because if it's too much weight, it'll take me a while to move around. Which I can circumvent by getting like a Walmart basket, throwing it in there, and using that to move around. Because I plan on getting Uber ride, or call up a friend of mine and see if they can give me a ride from where I am with all my stuff, which is just 2 crates worth of stuff, and then also like my bag. I don't have the duffel bag that I was the traveler's pack that I'm needing to carry all my stuff. I was gonna get a 65 liter traveler's bag. That usually gets me everything I need, especially with the straps around the middle. As long as I get the straps along the middle, so I can put the frame in it. Yeah, something about that. Something about wearing that traveler's bag with the frame on. You clip around the center, clip around the bottom, around your waist. I feel like a king in that. And having all my gear on and everything, and just walking the country, and just being free, and just that to me is the American dream, because you can't be asleep while you're doing it. Well, you know what I mean. The whole thing about the American dream is it's a dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. When you're out here, you can't be asleep. That's how you know when you get your night's sleep after everything's done. You know everything's situated. That's why I love having my dog, because she helps take care of the animals and people walking up on me, trying to sneak up on me and shit like that. She takes care of all that, so I can't be surprised really. But once all that's situated, and you get to take that final sleep because you're like, all right, everything's done. I ain't got nothing to do right now. Probably watch a little bit of TV on your phone and sleep deep, listening to nature. It rocks you to sleep. For me, it's even better when you're riding a train. When you're hopping a train and everything's done, you're just waiting to. There's times I've sat on a train for like 14 hours and just sat there and just listened to my headphones. I had plenty of portable chargers and everything, so I was able to keep my phone charged, keep my laptop charged, and I was just sitting there coasting. And then I'll just sleep for a few hours, like probably like 5 hours, wake back up, train's still moving, or we're over a giant lake or something. We're in the middle of this big ass woods or some mountainous area, and I just sit there and watch. I spent a lot of time of my travels not really recording anything, just experiencing the moment, really, just absorbing it into myself instead of giving it to the world. You know what I mean? I felt like I needed to see all that, and all that freedom, and all that grace that's in this world, all the beauty that is there. But now it's time to show everybody else, because I've let myself be selfish. I needed it. I needed to be selfish, and I let myself see what I wanted to see. And now it's time to share it. Because after what? 10 years of traveling by train, hitchhiking, hiking, all that, Ubering, I'd pretty much say I'm a master as far as traveling is concerned. but I haven't mastered every aspect of it, which is what this journey is about now. Because obviously there's weaknesses that I need to work on, and that's what this is about. Just growing stronger, being smarter, allowing myself to be wiser, and all the things that come with all those. I'm ready.